If the saying by Nana Ampadu is anything to go by, then it's true that time changes. Yesterday, Paul was wandering in the faraway subpolar oceanic climate island of Pharaoh. After 10 hours, in the wee hours of a bright Tuesday morning, the son of Amagana, who could count the number of black skins he had seen in the past 42 years, is now lost in the company of an all-black population. For the good old Paul, nature was life. One had no reason to distinguish the times and seasons from the expectations and demands of life. From a village somewhere in the thick forest of love's sake, he finds himself in the Danish Faroe Islands, a historical and cultural region in Northern Europe, a part of Scandinavia, a region characterized by a common ethno-cultural North Germanic heritage and mutually intelligible languages. For how Paul found himself 4523.17 aeronautical miles from his home country, only himself and his ex-wife, the Pepia Nora, knows. You could say Nora is languid at first sight, but the radiance and glowing smile that always characterized her face was enough to attract the yam farmer of love's sake to embark on a journey only the living dead would dare take. Nora, an American by birth, born to an Indian mother and an Australian father who emigrated from Brazil, had been adopted at a tender age of 3 by the Kents, who were going to take her to Denmark. Having married an African, you could say she was a personification of the world, with her blood coming from all the continents. Paul had met Nora in his hometown, when they later traveled there for research for her university dissertation. But as fate would have it, one day, the charcoal seller's son was indeed going to wear a white shirt. His inability to express himself in the Queen's language was no hurdle compared to his undying love for his newly found wife-to-be. It's 42 years since Paul left the thick forest of love's sake. The gratification and ecstasy that once filled his journey had turned gloomy. He might have left a village, but to live hopping from one warehouse job to another, from a cleaning job to a construction job in the icy weather, was not a joke. You can't blame Paul. After all, he had not been to school. Aside from the daring weather, which he had acclimated to, he had made nothing for himself. Only his Abercrombie and Fitch suit of New York origin, which he bought in 1983, was going to redeem his image if he was spotted on the dusty streets of Love's Sack. His wife had left him 3 years after he landed, due to what Nora described as compatibility issues. It's summertime. The moon is likely to appear tonight. The sun has spread across the skies of Paul's house. You can call him a person of the sun, as the appearance of the sun always reminds him of a saying by his great-grandfather, "He who fears the sun will not become chief." The lighting and timing of space are an immersive and powerful reminder of his home country, where every day was summertime. At 63, with nothing to live for, it was indeed time for Paul to return. He would make use of his savings over the years to buy a ticket. He was going to return to Lovesack to tell his story to the youth and the new generation. He was going to share with them the untold stories about living abroad. Love's sake may no longer be the village Paul knew it to be. It may be a big town now. He might not be able to trace his family. In fact, no one may recognize him. Even if he is recognized, as to whether anyone would give him an audience, he could only leave it in the hands of Sankwa, the river deity of his land, to decide. After all, no one knows tomorrow. If the saying by Nana Ampadu is anything to go by, then it's true that time changes. Yesterday, Paul was wandering in the faraway subpolar oceanic climate island of Pharaoh after 10 hours, in the wee hours of a bright Tuesday morning. The son of Amagana, who could count the number of black skins he had seen in the past 42 years, is now lost in the company of an all-black population. Paul is in Kotoka International Airport. Stay tuned for part 2 of the story. I appreciate your support. Your likes, shares, and comments mean the world to me and help spread the magic of storytelling. Let's journey together through the rich tapestry of folklore. Again, don't forget to hit that like button, share with friends, and drop a comment to keep the conversation alive. Thanks for your support.